activation. And your wife's envelope.
The vasectomy was supposed to be simple. 30 minutes, a couple numbing shots, a frozen pee bag afterward, and the reassurance that Julia and I were done having kids just as we'd agreed. What I did not expect was waking up mid-procedure, paralyzed, listening to the surgeon and nurse whispering about devices, activation, and an envelope my wife wasn't supposed to let me see. The anesthetic should have knocked me out cold. Instead, my mind woke before my body did. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. Could only listen as Dr. Marcus Elroy recommended so enthusiastically by my loving wife worked between my legs while discussing an implant like he was installing a bomb timer. "Make sure she gets the envelope," he whispered. "He can't see it. The device activates in 3 days." My blood iced over. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, feeling tugging and cutting, but unable to scream while they calmly sabotaged my life. 20 minutes later, I woke in recovery, pretending to still be out of it. Julia stood near the window, clutching the envelope to her chest like it contained the nuclear codes. Her hair was messy. Her hands trembled. When she noticed my eyes open, she stuffed the envelope into her giant purse. "How are you feeling?" she asked, plastering on a smile. "Like someone kicked me with steel-toed boots," I mumbled, faking grogginess. Then, casually, "What was in that envelope?" Her face drained white. "What envelope?" "You're still out of it, Tom." But I was more awake than she realized. On the drive home, she thought I was sleeping. Instead, I listened to her whisper into her phone. "It's done. 3 days. Yes, I understand the risks, device, activation," every word twisted into a knot in my gut. Something inside me throbbed, not surgical pain, but the sensation of something alien lodged beneath my skin. That night, while she thought I was sleeping, I checked my incision. Clean stitches, but a hard lump underneath that didn't belong. When I pressed it, pain shot through my abdomen. Whatever they implanted was real. I wasn't just recovering. I was being monitored, prepared. The next morning, panic shoved me out of the house. I drove 2 hours to a hospital far enough away that Julia wouldn't track me. I told the ER doctor I was having complications, leaving out the part where my marriage had become a medical thriller. The X-ray results snapped my life in half. "This object was implanted deliberately," Dr. Kim said. "It appears to be a tracking and monitoring device, very advanced. Not something from civilian medicine. Take it out," I said immediately. 40 minutes of surgery later, she placed the thing in a Tray A capsule with wires, a tiny chip, and something like an injector. "This could track you," she said. "Monitor your vitals. Possibly deliver chemicals into your bloodstream." Someone wanted me controlled, and I knew exactly who. Instead of going home, I checked into the cheapest motel I could find under a fake name. Then I looked up private investigators in the yellow pages, because if Julia could track my digital footprint, I wasn't giving her more data. That's how I found Gus Drayton. Overweight, suspicious eyes, reeking of bourbon and cynicism. The kind of man who knew every alley in the city and every secret people prayed would never surface. I laid everything on his desk and pushed the removed device toward him. He stopped doubting the moment he held it. "This is government grade," he muttered. "Fits with someone planning to end you cleanly. Your wife doesn't happen to work for any covert agency, does she?" "She sells pharmaceuticals," I said, then realized how little I actually knew about her job. He needed 3 days and $1,000 in cash. It was the longest 3 days of my life. When he called, his voice carried the weight of a bomb about to detonate. "Your wife isn't Julia Harland? That identity is fake?" "Her real name is Jessica Crowley, wanted in 3 states for insurance fraud." My world shrank to a pinpoint. He continued. "She's been meeting your surgeon regularly." "At a house?" "In Cape Elizabeth, where she lives with him." "And 2 kids?" I gripped the phone until the plastic creaked. "She's married to him," Gus added. "You're the side project." The mark, my knees buckled. And then Gus delivered the final blow. "Your father's death? The insurance payout?" "Looks like your wife helped push that along, too." I dropped the phone. 2 days after marrying me, my father died in a car accident. Julia had handled the insurance paperwork, comforted me, helped me cash the payout. Now it all made sense. She'd eliminated my father for the money, and I was next. I drove home with revenge boiling in my veins. I wasn't thinking clearly, just hot, sharp rage. Julia acted delighted to see me when I walked through the door, dinner on the stove, fake concern dripping from her voice. I searched her closet while she cooked. Behind winter coats, I found a fireproof safe. Combination, our wedding date. Inside,